Set up a computer network. Setting up a computer network is something that might be a common need, with today's internet use habits, both at home and work. Assuming you are at a business setting, you will probably have the IT department setting up a network for you. At home, though, you will want to set up a computer network if you are sharing one broadband connection with 2 or more computers. In setting up a computer network, you will need a few items. A broadband router, or at least a network switch if you will just be connecting within an intranet. Computers with compatible interfaces. These will either be 802.11 Wi-Fi or Ethernet. A broadband connection. A broadband modem that comes with the broadband connection. Setting up a home network is straightforward enough. You will first need to determine your needs. Will you be setting up a wired network? This is simple enough if all your devices will be situated in one room. If not, you are better off with a wireless network. Set up the hardware. The first thing you need to do is plug everything in order. The broadband modem is assumed to be already connected to your broadband source, either the telephone line, for DSL, or the coaxial cable, for cable internet. For other types of connections, the interface is usually an RJ45 Ethernet connection, which is usually plug and play. Then, plug in the network router into your broadband modem. This is usually done by plugging in one end of the Ethernet cable into the Ethernet port of the broadband modem, and another into the input or internet port of the router. Next, plug in the computers into the router. If you are using a wired connection, then plug in each computer into the open ports on the router. Consumer routers usually have 4 ports for connecting home devices. If you are using a wireless setup, then plug in just one computer from which you will be doing the setup. Set up the router. Insert the installation CD that came with the router. Alternatively, simply open a browser and open 192.168.x.1 where x can either be 0, 1, or 2, which are variants that router manufacturers use. In the router general settings, key in your broadband connectivity options. If you are using cable, you might need to input a static IP address. If you are on DSL, you might have to input your username and password, as assigned by your ISP. Set up wireless security. Choose WPA for better security, and choose a good password or passphrase. You will need to input this on all devices that will connect to the network. For best results, you should also change the network name or SSID. Connect the computers. If you're using a wired connection, connect each computer to the open LAN ports on the router. If connecting via Wi-Fi, simply enable Wi-Fi on each computer, search for the network name, and then input the password. Once you've connected all the computers, make sure that each can connect to the internet. You can already set up file sharing and home groups under Windows 7 by this time.